Chapter 15, Mishnah 2. The law that a woman may remarry based on her own testimony that her husband died was established as a result of the following incident. A man died from a snake bite while harvesting grain. His wife came to a nearby court and testified about his death. After verifying that he was indeed dead, the court gave her permission to remarry. As a result of this incident, the sages ruled that a wife's testimony about her husband's death is accepted. This Mishnah teaches that the details of this law were originally the subject of a dispute. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. Beis Hillel say, "We have not heard that the sages allowed a woman to remarry based on her own testimony that her husband died, except when she comes from the grain harvest and testifies that her husband died nearby, in the same country. It is only in this case that she is believed, because this is like the incident that occurred for which this law was established." According to Beis Hillel, the sages meant to approve a wife's testimony only in situations similar to the one for which they established the law. That is, when she came to court in the same country. However, if a woman claims that her husband died in a different country, she is not believed. Beis Shammai challenged Beis Hillel. Beis Shammai said to Beis Hillel, "Surely you agree that a woman is not believed only when her husband died exactly as in that particular case, namely at the grain harvest. Rather, it is clear that whether a woman comes from the grain harvest, or whether a woman comes from harvesting olives, or whether a woman comes from harvesting grapes, she is believed, even though the law was instituted as the result of an incident in which a man died while harvesting grain. So too, even if a woman comes from one country to another country, her testimony is accepted." And the sages who established this law mentioned the grain harvest, only because that was what happened. However, they meant to permit a woman in any case, even when she comes to court in a different country. Beis Hillel then retracted their original ruling and began to rule like Beis Shammai.